There are several strategies that I use with my clients to win the house in Boston without overpaying. And stay until the end because I will give you a pointer that might really surprise you, and that I'm sure you haven't heard before. The market goes up and down, but in the Boston area, it has to be a real deep recession for the prices to crash. Most buyers think spring is the best time to buy in Boston. It's actually the hardest time to win. Fall and winter are where my clients have the biggest advantage. Less competition, more negotiating power. But here's the problem. Most people can't move in the fall or winter. When my clients ask me when is the best time to buy, I tell them fall and winter. But life interferes. The three main reasons are they have kids in schools, their rent ends in June, they don't want to move when it's nasty outside. I hear you. All those are very valid reasons. If you have to buy in a spring, timing matters a lot more than people think. February and March, that's when competition is at its peak. By May or June, some buyers are already burnt out. Some have already bought the house. This is when the inventory is highest. There are more homes on the market, and that's where opportunities start to show up. Yes, I know everybody thinks real estate agents always say it's the best time to buy, but hear me out. I'm telling you the truth without sugarcoating it. If you have to buy in the first half of the year, do it as late as possible. Don't buy in February or March, wait until May or June. The very eager buyers have already secured the home. The inventory is much higher and the competition is slightly smaller. Best if you can wait until September, October, November, but if life dictates you buy in the spring, try to postpone it as much as possible. Do you agree with me? Have you gotten a house in March and it was the best deal ever? When the interest rates go up a little, it takes many buyers out of the competition. They think, I'll wait. Right now, rates are reacting to oil prices and global events. When oil rises, mortgage rates tend to move up with it. And when things stabilize, rates come back down just as quickly. In the meantime, something important shifts. When rates jump, buyers pause. And when buyers pause, competition drops. That means more homes to choose from, more room to negotiate, and less pressure than we've seen in a while. That's where the opportunity is. Because when rates do come down, buyers come back fast. Demand increases, competition heats up, and home prices tend to move higher again. At that point, even though rates may be lower, your buying power often doesn't go as far because you're paying more for the home and competing with more buyers. This is your chance to make the move. And this is where most buyers lose, because what wins the house is not always the highest price. Good single-family homes in close Boston suburbs usually have an accepted offer fast, usually the first week in the early spring, and that number grows to 30 and then later 50 days on market in the fall and winter. So how do you make an offer that the seller cannot refuse? I always talk to the listing agent the moment my buyers show interest in a house and create that connection. Since I have been an agent for many years now, I do know many agents in the area, which helps. The important thing to know is what the sellers are looking for. What is that little something that will tip the scale in your favor? With the new inspection law, you have to have an inspection contingency in the offer, and you have to do an offer at some point, either before or you send the offer or after. The seller should not know that you're not doing an inspection, and this is a new law in Massachusetts. That's where I consult my clients how to approach it the right way. Of course, we want to have an inspection, but the timing of it and what we write in the offer is super important. Unless you have your agent talk to the sell side and understand what's the best closing date, you're guessing. You are left in the dark. Why is that important, you ask? Well, sometimes sellers don't want to close as soon as possible. They would rather close on a certain date. Without finding out that information, you're assuming the faster, the better. That's a big mistake. If you have the flexibility, you should try to match what the seller's ideal day is. There is no one-size-fits-all strategy here. It really depends on your timing, your budget, and how competitive the situation is. That's usually what I help my clients figure out. My name is Nune. I'm a real estate agent in Massachusetts, especially in the Boston area. I help my clients figure out how to navigate the real estate market without overpaying. And here's my bonus point. While you're at a house, maybe it's an open house or a private showing, watch what you say. It is a rule that if there are cameras, the listing agent is supposed to disclose it. But sometimes agents forget. Sometimes they don't know there are cameras. The seller didn't tell them, so you have to be careful. The camera might be outside of the house, nothing inside, but the camera is outside, so watch what you say when you're leaving the house. If the sellers hear you saying you don't like this or that, or there are multiple offers, and even if your offer is the highest, they might not be inclined to accept your offer. And here's what happened to my clients. It was a hot property. There were a lot of people at the open house. I was there too. My clients kept asking question after question and showing displeasure openly. They were talking to the listing agent. They were talking to each other loudly and discussing things, not realizing that the listing agent is seeing and hearing everything. Basically, that agent had an understanding that these buyers are going to be super difficult buyers, possibly asking for things and maybe even withdrawing their offer over small inspection discoveries. I thought the same from their body language. I thought they don't like it. So I was very surprised when they decided to offer, and it was way, way, way over asking price. Surprise! Needless to say, they didn't get the house. They didn't even get a second chance to make their offer better. My name is Nune. If you're moving to the Boston area, reach out. I'll be happy to help. Now watch these videos.